Welcome to our channel. This session today we are going to learn first aid for electric shock and electric burn victims and also the need for earthing and its types. So here first let us see the electrical safety tips for kids. For kids, what are the safety precautions we have to take? Let us see here. First, we never put fingers on other objects in an outlet. Generally, all these precautions are used to educate for kids in order to prevent the electric shocks. So, in all the household appliances, we are going to have some objects which have some outlet. So, in that outlet, we have to insist them that never put their fingers or other objects in an outlet of the electronic or electrical appliances. Keep metal objects out of toasters. Never use anything with a cord or plug around water. So around the plug or any switchboard will be there, no? We should not use water. Okay. So minimal, not only that, regarding where the water, if it is wet, we should not use the cord or plug around the water surface. Never pull a plug out by its cord. Never stay away from substance. Yes, never pull a plug out by its cord and stay away from substations and power lines. Don't climb on power poles. Never fly kites near power lines. We observe see here in the household or near our house locality, you can observe some transmission lines and power lines and power poles will be there. So we have to be cautious when these are going to present around our surroundings. So we don't climb on the power poles, never fly kites near power lines. And next one, stay away from broken or fallen power lines. Never touch or climb trees that are near power lines. Never touch big metal transformer boxes with warning signs. The transformer boxes which are going to have some warning signs, you should not touch that. Obey all the warning signs which are going to show on electrical or electronic appliances and near substations, near power lines, near so related to all electrical equipment, you should follow the warning signs. Child, how you can prove you can protect the children from electric shock? For that, how you are going to proof your home? Child proofing your home. Keep curious kids safe from the temptation to stick foreign objects into outlets or plugs. Like some people are going to keep some metallic objects in the sockets of the switchboard. So ensure that the kids are safer from the temptation to stick the foreign objects into that outlet or plugs. Should remove all those things away from the kids. Unused wall outlets should be secured. Plastic inserts can be used, but they can be pulled off and stuck in the mouth. Consider using safety outlets that prevent foreign objects from being inserted. You can also block outlets with the creative arrangement of furniture. We are temporarily using extension cords. Hide them behind furniture or use a hide a cord device. You can also put electrical tape over unused plug holes on the cord. Okay, but put electrical devices such as DVD players on a shelf out of reach or behind the barrier. Store bathroom and kitchen electrical appliances like hair dryers and toasters out of reach of curious children. So we need to arrange all these appliances in such a way that they are out of reach the children and they are far away from the children. They should not be handy to the children. Next, take these actions immediately while waiting for medical help. So first, before going to medical help, you have to follow some things which are going to be done immediately. Turn off the source of electricity if possible. Begin CPR. If the person shows no signs of circulation such as breathing, coughing or movement. Try to prevent the injured person from becoming chill. So the person who have injured because of this electric shock, we have to prevent that person from becoming chill. Apply a bandage. Where the injury is happened, there you can apply some bandage. The danger from an electrical shock depends upon the type of current and how high the voltage is and how the current travels through the body, the person's overall health, and how quickly the person is treated. All these factors are going to play an important role, or all these factors are going to decide the danger of an electrical shock. Okay, an electrical shock may cause burns or it may leave no visible mark on the skin. In either case, an electrical current passing through the body can cause internal damage, cardiac arrest, or other injury. Under certain circumstances, even a small amount of electricity can be fatal. So, when to contact your doctor, the person who has injured by contact with electricity should be seen by a doctor. Caution: don't touch the injured person if he or she is still in the contact with the electrical current. Call 911 or your local emergency number if the source of burn is a high voltage wire or light. Don't get near high voltage wires until the power is turned on. Overhead power lines usually aren't insulated. Stay away at least 20 feet around the reason, 6 meters away, far from the wires that the wires are jumping or sparking. If you observe the wires sparking or some jumping, then you have to stay at least 20 feet away or 6 meters away from that arrangement, from the power lines. Don't move a person with an electrical injury unless he or she is immediate danger. So when we have to seek an emergency care, call 911 or your local emergency number if the injury person experiences severe burns, confusion, difficulty in breathing, heart rhythm problems, cardiac arrest, muscle pain and contractions, seizures, loss of consciousness. In all these cases, you can call the emergency number, okay? And take these actions immediately while waiting for medical help. Suppose we are going to wait for the medical help. Before that, you can take some necessary actions which can save the lives of the people who have undergone the electric shock. Turn off the source of electricity if possible. If not, move the source away from you and the person using a dry, non-conducting object made of cardboard or plastic or wood. Begin CPR if the person shows no signs of circulation such as breathing, coughing or movement. Try to prevent the injured person from becoming chill. Apply a bandage. Cover any burn areas with a sterile gauge bandage if available or a clean cloth. Don't use a blanket or towel because loose fibers can stick to the burns. If you observe in most cases, if somebody is exposed to burns, then what happens? Generally, we observe some people are going to bring the blanket towards that person to say, in order to take over that person, but you should not use it because the fibers which are related to blanket or towel can stick the skin, can stick to the burns. That's why you should not use it. So let me tell some first aid tips for electric shock victims. First thing, should not touch them. Don't touch them. Unplug the appliance or turn off the power at the control panel. You can't turn off the power. Use the, suppose if you are cannot able to turn off that power, then you have to use a piece of wood which is an insulator or non-conducting material like a broom handle, dry rope or dry clothing to separate the victim from the power source. Okay, you have to separate the, should not directly touch the victim because from that person the current will enter into your body so that you can also feel the electric shock. It is also it will danger to you. So in order to avoid that, you have to use a piece of wood like a broom handle or a dry rope or dry clothing to separate the victim from the power source. Do not try to move a victim touching a high voltage. Why? Call for emergency help. Keep the victim lying down. Unconscious victims should be placed on their side to allow drainage of fluids. Do not move the victim if there is a suspicion of neck or spine injuries unless absolutely necessary. The victim is not breathing. Apply mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. If the victim has no pulse, begin cardiopulmonary resuscitation, that is CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Then cover the victim with a blanket to maintain body heat. Keep the victim's head low and get medical attention. Then next topic. What are the first aid tips which we have to take for electrical burn victims? So this electrical burns vary in severity depending upon many cases like the type, how long the body is in contact with the electric current, the strength of the electric current which is passing through the body, and the type of current which is passing through the body. The direction of the current takes through the body. Often these burns are deep. They may be more than one area burn. One area may be where the current enters the body and another may be where it is left. So electrical burn wounds may look minor on the outside, but could be severe on the inside. So before going to this, let me tell what is the burn. It is a type of injury occurred on the skin or flesh of the human body. Most of the minor burns occur at home or workplaces. It is also very common to get a minor burn from the hot water, touching a hot stove or a curling iron. So here are some of the burns generally occur, namely, first one, heat burns. These are caused by fire, steam, hot objects or hot liquids. And second one is cold temperature burns. These are caused by skin exposed to wet, windy or cold conditions. Third one is electrical burns. These which we are discussing now. These are caused by electrical sources or by lightning strokes. And fourth one, chemical burns. These are caused by contact with household or industrial chemicals in a liquid, solid, or gaseous form. Natural foods such as chili, pepper, which contains a substance irritating to skin, can cause a burning sensation. Fifth one, radiation burn. These are caused by sun, tanning booths, sun lamps, X-rays, or radiation therapy for cancer treatment. So burns are five types: heat burns, cold temperature burns, electrical burns, and chemical burns, radiation burns. So now we are going to discuss some first aid tips when a person is going to undergo an electrical burn. If a person has received an electrical burn, check for shock and follow the steps until outlined. The person is conscious and there are no signs of shock, such as being cold, clammy, pale, and having a rapid pulse. Begin treating the burn area. Do not apply grease or oil to the burn. Cover the burn with a dry, sterile dressing, but do not cool the burn. Keep the victim from getting chilled. Seek medical attention as soon as possible. So, firstly, we have to the person is somewhat conscious, we observe that, and also you have to observe some signs of a shock like being cold, clammy, pale, having a rapid pulse. Then we have to begin the first we have to observe the physical condition of that person, and then you have to begin the treatment around the burn area. So you should not apply the grease or oil to the burn. Cover the burn with a dry, sterile dressing. So we have to cover that burn with a dry and sterile dressing, but do not cool the burn. Should not cool the burn. Keep the victim from getting chilled and seek medical attention as soon as possible. We have to take the victim to the doctor as soon as possible. Then moving on to the next topic, we are going to discuss earthing. So what is earthing? Generally, we heard this word. This earthing, the main purpose of earthing is to provide protection to human being against dangers of electric shock and fire, etc. The word earthing or grounding have the same meaning, but equipment earthing is different from the neutral point earthing. There is only equipment earthing. Neutral earthing is not in our syllabus. Okay. So equipment earthing in the before going to this, let me tell what is the definition of earthing. The process of transferring the immediate discharge of the electrical energy directly to the earth by the help of low resistance wire is known as electrical earthing. So in this process, we are going to transfer the electrical energy through a low resistance wire to the earth surface. Okay, we are discharging the high amount of electrical energy directly to the earth by using a low resistance wire, can be known as electrical earthing. So this electrical earthing is done by connecting the non-current carrying part of the equipment or neutral of supply system to the ground. Mostly, the galvanized iron is used for the earthing purpose. The earthing provides the simple path to the leakage current. The short circuit current of the equipment passes through the earth, which has zero potential. Thus, protect the system and equipment from damage. So let me tell some importance of equipment earthing. So we are frequently in touch with electrical equipment of all kinds, such as domestic appliances, handheld tools to industrial motors, metallic coverings of all kinds of switches, etc. So let an electrical equipment be connected across the supply mains and let it not be earthed. Assume if one electrical equipment is not earthed, then what happens? Let the potential between the live and neutral is V. The person touches the metal enclosure, nothing will happen to the equipment. The equipment is functioning correctly. But if the winding insulation becomes faulty, what happens? The resistance between the equipment and enclosure drops to a low value. A person having a body resistance, let me tell something that is RB, would complete the current path. If the leakage current If the resistance is small, the leakage current through the person's body could be dangerously very, very high. As a result, what happens? The person is going to get severe electric shock. Therefore, the system is unsafe. Hence, to avoid this problem, we install a third wire called ground wire between the enclosure and the system ground. So, between the enclosure and the system ground, the ground wire may be bare or insulated. If it is insulated, it is colored in the green form, green color. Okay, ground is treated as green color. For this reason, electrical outlets have three contacts: one for live wire, one for neutral wire, and another one for ground wire. Okay, total three: live wire, neutral wire, and ground wire. Okay. So when the equipment of the body is connected to the earth, then if a person touches the equipment, then the earth wire, a person are parallel with each other. The resistance of the wire is almost zero resistance, but the average resistance of the person is about 50 kilo ohms. So the leakage current definitely choose the lowest resistance path. So that is the leakage current will flow through the ground wire. Hence, no current passes through the body and no shock is experienced by the person. Let me tell what why it is important. Why earthing is important? The earthing is essential because of the following reasons. Earthing protects the personnel from the short circuit current. Earthing provides the easiest path to the flow of short circuit element even after the failure of insulation. Even though if insulation is get failed, then this earthing will provide the easiest path to the flow of current. The earthing protects the apparatus and personnel from the high voltage source and lightning discharge. And it is important, the earthing is an important component of electrical systems because of the following reasons. First of all, it keeps the people safe by preventing electric shocks. And second one, prevents damage to electrical appliances and devices by preventing excessive current from running through the circuit. Because of these two reasons, that is which the people are going to remain safe and also the electrical appliances doesn't damage due to earthquake process. So we have to do this now. This electrical system is given here without earthing. The system is done without earthing. See here, suppose if the person touches the electrical equipment, suppose if the insulation has been damaged, then if the person touches this electrical equipment from the live wire, the current is going to pass through the body. And here, since the fault current passes through the human body, then what happens? It will pass, and from this it is going to come, and then it is leaving like this and form the closed circuit. Like here, the flow of current is closed form. So that's why he feels electric shock. Next, another circuit here is, here it is the electrical system with earthing. You observe this, we are going to have the earthing wire. Previous case, there is no earthing. Here we are going to observe the earthing. So here, one phase of Secondly, distribution of transformer. Here, in this system, we are going to observe the electrical system with earthing. So here, whenever the person touches the electrical equipment, what happens? He may feel the electric shock. He may feel the electric shock. Before this, in the without earthing process, he may feel the electric shock. He may feel without earthing connection, he may feel electric shock because there is no earthing wire through which the excess current is going to pass. But here in this case, we are going to observe earthing wire. In this system, the current, even though the insulation is gone wrong here, even though if the person is going to touch this electrical equipment, the excess current is going to choose the low resistance path. In the earthing wire, almost zero resistance is there. That's why the excess current is going to choose this path. Thereby, he can prevent the electric shock here. So the contact assembly here, the contacting assembly is for earthing. The metallic conductors connecting the parts of the insulation with the earthing are called electrical connection. The earthing and the earthing connection together called the earthing system. The key difference between earthing and grounding, that the term earthing means that the circuit is physically connected to the ground, which is 0-volt potential to the ground earth. Whereas in grounding, the circuit is not physically connected to ground, but its potential is 0 with respect to other points. An earthing system or grounding system connects specific parts of an electrical power system with the ground, typically the Earth's conductive surface. For safety and functional purposes, the choice of earthing system can affect the safety and electromagnetic compatibility of the installation. So earthing is the first step towards the electrical safety. The body of the electrical equipment, appliances, etc. is to be connected to the earth for safe discharge of electric current to the earth in the event of any leakage, fault, etc. The earth is considered to be zero potential. Earthing is done to provide safety to user from electric shock. So here it is a set of conductors connected in series or in parallel in order to dissipate the potential difference immediately into the ground. The wire connected from the equipment to the earth called earthing wire. The resistance of earthing wire is low value to provide least resistance path for leakage of fault. The area of cross-section of conductor is more as resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross-section. That is why size of earthing wire is always more. All metallic part. Here we observe this here. We are going to choose the earthing wire in such a way that it is going to have a least resistance. We observe the least resistance, then we can have high chance of leakage current. We can have more chance in which the current is going to select the low resistance path, because according to Ohm's law, as the resistance is going to increase, there you can observe less current. If resistance is less, then you can observe more current. So always the current is going to choose low resistance path. If the earthing wire is going to have low resistance, then the leakage current is going to follow this low resistance path, that is earthing wire. So the area of cross section of conductor is more as resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. We observe this A, to observe the formula of resistance. R can be given as rho L by A. That means resistance is inversely proportional to area. So if area is more, if the cross-sectional area is more, then the resistance of that particular wire will be less. So that's why we have to choose the conductor whose cross-section area is more. Okay, that is why the size of earthing wire is always more. All metallic part of wiring system must be earthed using one continuous earthing wire in the form of bare copper wire or strip throughout the wiring circuit. There should be any points in the earthing wire. Okay. We observe the types of grounding systems. Here, this figure shows the classification and different types of, not classification, sorry. Here it represents the types of grounding systems and also methods of earthing. So in our syllabus, we are going to have the methods of earthing. What are the methods we are going to have? Plate earthing, pipe earthing, earthing with the waterman, and then it is strip or wire earthing. Regarding types of ground systems, we are going to have TT earthing system, IT earthing system, TNS earthing system, TNCS earthing system, and TNC earthing system. These are the various types of earthing systems. And in our syllabus, we are going to have pipe earthing. Coming to the pipe earthing, we are going to have two types, pipe earthing and plate earthing. So the principle of earthing is to consider the general mass of earth as a reference, that is zero potential. The commonly used earthing systems are rod earthing, strip or wire earthing, plate earthing, and pipe earthing. So now let us see here. This is the pipe earthing. The figure shows the pipe earthing. It is a method. In this method, the pipe earthing method, here we are going to observe 38 mm diameter galvanized iron pipe of approved length of 2.5 meters is placed vertically downwards in wet soil. The soil is dry and rocky. The length of the pipe should be increased to 2.75 meters. The inclination of the pipe, if you observe here, the inclination of the pipe should be not more than 30 degrees with respect to vertical. Should not be more than 30 degrees. Okay. The pipe is surrounded by alternate layers of salt and charcoal for a distance about 15 centimeters around the pipe. Okay. The purpose of impregnating the coke with the salt, here coke with salt, the purpose is that it decreases the earth resistance. The purpose of adding coke with the salt it is going to decrease the earth resistance. This pipe connected to another pipe, this galvanized iron pipe is connected to other pipe whose diameter is 19 millimeter pipe and length is 1.25 meter in length by means of 13 into 19 reducing socket. A funnel with the wire mesh. A funnel with wire mesh is fitted at the top of the 19 mm pipe and is fastened in a cement concrete structure. Okay, and it's in summer season, the moisture in the soil decreases to a large extent, which will increase the earth resistance. So in order to have an effective earth, whenever needed, we need to pour 3 to 4 buckets of water, which is going to put, so we have to pour the water through this funnel so that the earth around the pipe, the earth is going to become somewhat moist. Okay. The earth wire used must be galvanized iron wire or galvanized iron strip of sufficient cross-sectional area to carry faulty current safely. This earth wire from 19 millimeter diameter GI pipe should be carried in a 12.7 millimeter diameter galvanized pipe of depth of 60 centimeters from the ground level. Further, when the wire is carried over one machine to another, it should be well protected from the mechanical injury by carrying the earth wire in a recession portion. Here, a cast iron cover is hinged in a small masonry work on the top of the earthing to facilitate its identification and frequent maintenance, etc. So here on this arrangement, we need to arrange a cast iron cover to protect it from mechanical injury and also from another, not only for mechanical, not only for protect from mechanical stress, but also to facilitate its identification and also for maintenance purpose. Yes. Then another so another type of earthing is plate earthing. In this type of earthing, if you observe here, in this type of earthing, a copper plate of dimension 66 centimeters by 66 centimeters by 3 mm, this is 3 mm, or a galvanized iron plate of dimension 60 by 60 by 66 mm, 60 centimeters into 60 centimeters into 6 mm is used as earth electrode. A pit is dug. A pit is dug about 3 meters deep from the ground level. An earth plate is buried with its face vertical. This is the face vertical, okay? The space around the earth plate is filled with coke or charcoal and salt in alternate layers as we have used in the pipe earthing process. So why? Because here this ensures the process where we are going to use the salt and choke combination will reduces the resistance of the earth. For a distance about 15 centimeters around the plate to increase the dampness and moisture around the plate. Not only for decreasing the resistance, but also due to the presence of salt, it is going to increase the moisture of the earth's surface. So a galvanized iron pipe of 12 millimeters pipe, 12.5 millimeter diameter pipe is connected to the plate by means of bolt, nuts, and washer for carrying galvanized iron wire for connections to earth plate. Okay. Another pipe of 19 mm diameter pipe is connected to the plate for carrying water. So this is connected. So here from this plate arrangement, we are going to use two pipes. One is 12.5 mm pipe, which is used for connections to the earth plate. Okay. Another pipe is 19 diameter pipe, which is connected to the plate for carrying water and is connected to the funnel with the wire mesh to pour water. The water is poured for increasing dampness and moisture, which in turn reduces the earth resistance. At top, a cement concrete work is made to protect the plate from the mechanical damage. The concrete work is providing with a cast iron cover for carrying, periodical opening, and also inspection. They are going to make the cover in such a way that it is whenever there is a need for maintenance or whenever for if you want to check or for maintaining purpose should be easily opened. Okay, that way the cover is going to arranged. So with this, our plate earthing has been completed. Then, so in our session, we have discussed electrical safety tips for kids, first aid for electrical shock victims, and also we have seen some first aid tips for electrical burn victims, and we have seen the need for earthing, what is the importance of earthing, how it will be, what are the different types of components present in the earthing system, and types of earthing. In the earthing types, we have learned plate earthing as well as pipe earthing. With this, I'm going to stop my session. Thank you very much.